and looking forward to, listening to you and just getting these ladies move from all their challenges to becoming who? Champions. And so I just giving you guys time to come back in. I know you were there in the last call, come back in. So, and while I'm giving you guys time, I just want to once again, if now is your first time to join us, remember that we have a VIP that you can get access to all the pre-recording I've already done with all our amazing speakers in the house, people who have been through and finally decided to take back their life. And also, if you're new, we also have this community that you can always be part of. What are we doing today? This is the wisdom of 21 winning women and their lessons. And my purpose of doing this summit is to empower you who is watching, to inspire you and to educate you by showcasing the diverse experiences and wisdom of 21 accomplished winning women who have achieved success in their respective fields. I just want to take it deeper down. I haven't done that since the morning, but I also want to let you know that the summit aims to create a platform for collaboration, learning, networking, fostering a supportive community like we have there where you're watching us from, for women striving for excellence. And the last one, which is very important to me, is help you, oh my God, embrace your winning moments, regardless of how small or big, towards a successful and fulfilling life. So, and in the house today, we have our coach who have joined us. She's just going to let us know who she is and what she have done. A little I know about her is that she is the esteemed founder for RiseUP Coaching. I love that. And a champion for women's well-being in the corporate arena. So, hey, all the corporate ladies in the house, you like, okay, since morning, who is coming to us from the corporate side? Coach Kathy is in the house. So take it away. Let us know who you are.
I will. First, I want to say thank you, Reverend Joy, for having me here. And thank you especially for doing this summit, because we all come from challenges and we all have the choice on what we want to do with those challenges. I'm Kathy Baldwin. I am the founder of RiseUP Coaching. I am the author of Unlearn the Crap about personal success and empowerment. And I have a fantastic program called Drive Your Destiny. All of this was built on my challenges. None of this could have happened without my challenges. Could it have been easier? Absolutely. And that's what my mission is. My mission is to help as many women as possible find their way to their breakthrough and their empowerment without having to go the hard way of the breakdown the way I did it. We have been born with everything that we need. There's nothing that we are lacking except knowledge and understanding of how powerful we are. And so it is my mission that we take this year, 2024, and we all find our true north, our true center. And challenges can be seen as a pivotal point, but really what they are tensions of our evolution. Just like you cannot build muscle without stressing out your muscles, you cannot grow and evolve without having those challenges. But so many times we take these challenges and we make them so detrimental to us. And when I say us, I mean me. I was a woman who thought I had to do it all. I had to be the mother and the wife and the employee and the daughter and the granddaughter, and I had to be there for everybody. My body was screaming at me it was under so much pain. I had fibromyalgia, adrenal fatigue, osteoarthritis. I needed 2 knees. And every morning, no matter how exhausted I was, I got up and maybe drank an extra cup of coffee, but I kept pushing. And I wish someone had have told me that what my body was doing, first of all, it was screaming at me and trying to get my attention. And the other thing was, the longer that I ignored it, the more it broke down. And so if I had have known what I want to share with you today, I would not have needed to lose everything. But I was stubborn. And so hopefully you're not as stubborn as I am. Hopefully you will take the wisdom of someone who's been there and done it, and as much as it was the best thing that ever happened to me, it could have been done a lot easier. So when I say that challenges are part of what helps us grow, it can either be the thing that takes you down like it did me, or it could be information. And one of the things that I teach my clients is that everything within and without is information for us. Our body has an infinite wisdom. It is a chemical, mechanical machine that takes the infinite energy of the world, of God, of universe, whatever terminology you use, and it is the processor in between that and our world. That is what our body is. It's a two-way communication tool. So if we understand that our hormones, cortisol, stress, our gut, our skin, every part of our body is telling us what is happening within us. And what is happening within us is what we're giving out. It is totally a cause and effect. It is totally correlated. So when you're having challenges and they feel insurmountable, you can either let it become insurmountable into your body and let your body really take it, or you can look at it as the information that maybe you're going the wrong way. Maybe you're looking at the wrong side of the equation, because everything in this world has its polar opposite. So if you're looking at something that feels like it's taking you down, dark has light, love has hate, sickness has health. Every single thing in this world has a polar opposite. If you're getting a result that you don't want, that's not empowering for you, that is not uplifting you, you can choose to look at the other side. And that could be the answer you're looking for. It could be that your internal GPS is saying, excuse me, but at the next available turn, please make a safe U-turn. But it could also be our interpretation, because our brains are mechanical. We have many subsections of our brain, but basically our brain is a computer and it is a safety net. That is the majority of what our brain does. So the oldest part of our brain, the reptilian part of our brain, is designed to keep us alive. That is it. If you think about caveman days, when you were out fighting for your life or every morsel, that is how our bodies were programmed. And so everything became, first of all, am I safe? And when our brain sees something as unsafe, it immediately turns on our stress program. And that becomes automatic. It happens so fast, there is no way that you could ever intervene and stop it. But what you can do is understand how your body processes stress and make a cognitive decision that this is not stressful. This is not a tiger chasing you. This is just an email. And you can calm yourself down. and totally take back control of your central nervous system. And the best way to do that is to breathe. Deep cleansing breaths. Slow your heart rate down. Slow your breathing down. Okay, so you're not in danger. Well, how is your brain wired? Our brains are wired as programs. So if you think about the way a computer program was written in the early days of DOS, if you're as old as I am, and how rudimentary that was compared to how sophisticated it is today. And if you are running on old programs that say that this means that, and it no longer is correct, it no longer serves you, then you have the ability to undo that program and program in one that serves you today. So for example, if your mom said, no, you weren't allowed to have a cookie, it's too close to dinner, and you're 4 years old, and that meaning to you, your brain says, my mom doesn't love me. That will be repeated because our brains are designed to be right. They're designed to filter information, to always protect us and make sure that those programs that are running are correct. Well, if you have an outdated program, like the silly example I gave you about a child not getting a cookie, well, of course, that doesn't mean mom doesn't love you, but you would be surprised at how those programs, when they're not addressed, they're not challenged, they go running in the background and we don't even know that it's happening. And a lot of times what we see as challenges are actually things that are coming against those beliefs, coming against those pains. Now, the other part of our brain being wired is it attaches to a really strong emotion. So if you have an outdated program that is attached to a really strong emotion and it gets triggered, you immediately go to that place. So if you had a challenge when you were 5 years old that felt insurmountable, if you don't challenge it, here you are as an adult, capable, running your own life, and all of a sudden something can hijack you, take your brain, take your emotions, take you out of your own game because it's an old program that has no value to you today. So that's the first thing I want you to know, is that your brain is happening and working this way. So first of all, we have the law of polarity. Are you looking at the side that empowers you? Can you turn around, like your GPS said, and look at the other side? Or do we need to take a look at the relativity of something like your brain program? Einstein has this universal law of relativity. Now, he talks about the time-space continuum. I don't want to talk about any of that because that has no meaning on my day-to-day life. But what it does do is it says that everything is true based on your relative perspective to that event. So if we have a challenge that is coming up and it feels like it is going to take you down, you have the ability to step in and create some distance there and say, is this really true? Because there are 360 degrees of relativity to that event. And every one of them can be true based on your perspective. So why do we carry programs that are disempowering to us? Why do we carry these stories that can take us out of our game? I'll give you a personal example. My mother was a teenage bride in the 60s. Well, I had this belief that said, because I wasn't planned, that I wasn't valuable, that I didn't belong. And that created a whole host of disempowering things that happened in my life, self-sabotage, painful things that happened. And it wasn't until I took a look at it to decide, well, that story could be true, but so could it be that I was really wanted. It could be that I was a surprise. And you know what? When I came to the thought I was a surprise, now I became extremely happy. Wow, I was a big surprise for my parents. I was a surprise. Of course I belonged. Of course I was wanted. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have a purpose. There are no mistakes. So if I could take this story that had hurt and caused so much pain and took me down for so many years and turn it by just challenging it, just challenging the thought, and all of a sudden I lit up, and I'm sure you can hear it right now, because as soon as I say I was a surprise, like it feels like a balloons and confetti and everything is going off, like it's a big surprise party. It makes me happy. So I have taken that challenging thought and I have challenged it. And I have decided that if everything can be true, why am I carrying a heavy burden that is disempowering me, that is taking me away from my gifts? Why am I becoming a fraction of who I've meant to be and bringing sickness and disease and everything else into my life with all of this stress based on a program, a story, a belief that had nothing to do with me? It was something that happened before my time, but my parents' time, whatever it was something I carried that I had absolutely no right or reason to carry. So when I say that you have challenges, maybe you just need to challenge your story, because maybe there's a lesson in there. Maybe it is you are so strong. Maybe you have so much to give. Maybe, not maybe, we're all here for a purpose. We all have a gift. We all have been what I call purposely disempowered. I believe we've been purposely disempowered for generations. I believe it started back in the king and queen days when, there were those who would come and take over property and demand taxes, all based on who had the power and who had the strength. It divided us up into haves and have-nots. It divided us up into what we thought was our true calling, our true belief, because we were imposed on by what our society told us. If you were a peasant, well, your lot in life was only to pay taxes. Nobody ever looked and said, where's your genius? Why are you here? What is your gift to give the world? But we are now in a place where we can challenge those old disempowering beliefs. We don't live with these kingdoms. We have choice, we have information, we have knowledge. And when we have knowledge, we have choice. And we can use those choices to step into who we truly are. Do you know there's another part of our body that is our emotions? And our emotions are two things. They are a chemical response from our hormones that tell our adrenal glands what programs to run, which muscles to pull, which whatever. It's a whole program on what our body's supposed to do with these emotions. Our emotions are a really fast way to get to the program. But they're also vibrations, because we live in an energetic world. At the root of every cell is pure energy. And there is an experiment that I'm not going to go into all the details about, but the end result of it was that at the root of that energy was either energy or a particle. Energy or a particle. And it all depended on what you expected to see. So if we're the particle, we're the solid, and the energy is out and around us, coming through us, it is all based on what we expect to see. So if our vibrations are the only thing that changes what we see, because everything vibrates, like the sounds of music, or a radio station, or our cell phones, whatever, everything is vibrating, and it is connecting to its same vibration, and it connects, and it says, there, we're all the same. So if you are feeling challenged and feeling the deepest, darkest emotions that are out there and feeling overwhelmed, you can choose to step up the vibrational scale of emotions and bring yourself to where your power is. Because the highest vibrating emotion out there is love, is enlightenment, is peace, is joy. That is where we're meant to be. The lowest vibrating emotion is shame and guilt and fear and hate. And there's nothing lower vibrating in an emotional scale from shame other than death. That is how low it vibrates. So if you understand that your body is communicating with you, your emotions are communicating with you, your brain is programmed and programmable, and your outside world is just based on your interpretation of how all of that information has been processed through your central processing unit. And just like a computer, you can take the program out and insert a new one anytime you want. What if your challenges are just the points in time that say, this is your time, this is your moment, this is your gift, this is where I'm going to turn you around and show you what you are supposed to see. Because in my darkest, most deepest, most painful moments, when I was laying on the floor, curled up in a ball, I could barely remember my name. I was in so much pain. And to turn around and see that as, Kathy, you were too stubborn for too long. You were too strong for too long. Okay, I need to get your attention because you are going the wrong way. And as soon as I was able to see that, and step into my true alignment, because everything that wasn't me was broken. And when I looked at all those broken pieces that weren't really me, they were social norms, they were expectations, they were shoulds, there was all of this stuff that was piled on top of me from outside that wasn't me, and it broke. What was left was me. And what a glorious moment it was to look in the mirror and see me looking back and go, I like you. That was such a gift. And now all of these things that had been little hints in my life, little signals that I ignored, are now coming to fruition. I like to talk. I don't know if you can tell. I like to talk. And now I talk for a living. I like to write. I like words. I like, excuse me. Forgive me, I talk too much. So now I speak for a living. Now I write for a living. Now every morning I wake up excited and energized and so in love with my life. And so I don't want you to think about challenges. Sorry, that made my eyes water. I don't want you to think about challenges as a punishment, as a place that means you did something wrong, or any other negative thought that can put to us. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay, Coach. We understand. So me too. When I'm excited, things like that happen. So go ahead, take your water. As we connect. Yeah, that's okay. We're loving all the training, and go
Thank
ahead.
you, thank you,
So
thank you for saving my voice too. So, what I want to get across, what has become my mission, is to let everybody know that we are more powerful than we have ever been led to believe. And I'm sure that there are men here on this summit, but I'm going to speak to the women right now, because I also believe that as women, we have been parted, we have been separated through part of this disempowerment. And I believe that there is nothing stronger than love and connection. And when women band together and we bring our love and our joy and our passion to each other so that we can support each other and bring it to the world, that's when we start changing the world. That's when we move away from control and fear and pain and power. That's when we move into what gift was I brought here to give? Because we all have one part of the puzzle that nobody else can replace us with. We come with something so unique and so special that if we hold that back, then we are denying the world our special gift. And we've been taught not to be selfish. And we've been taught not to be selfish in a way that is totally disempowering to us. My belief is it is selfish for us to hold back our gifts. That when the world needs our love and the world needs our best, and we can only give our best when we take care of ourselves and we step into our joy and our love and we become the champions of ourselves. That is when our cups are overfilling and we have so much to give. But when we are in fear and in lack, I'm going to stop right there for a minute, because so many times I hear people say, but I'm afraid. I've always been like this. I'm too afraid to take a chance. What if? I want to tell you my definition of what fear means based on what I've told you about how our bodies physically work. If our brains are designed to keep us alive, not happy, not healthy, not wealthy, not thin. I wish it'd be thin once in a while, but our brains are designed to keep us alive. So as long as we keep breathing, our brain thinks it's won. It thinks it's got the answer, because that's its only criteria. We have a huge, bigger criteria than just breathing. We have so much to give. But if that's the only criteria that is keeping us safe, and now the programs are what are I call them our photo album. They are our past. It's everything we've lived through. It's everything we thought about. It's everything we've experienced. Everything in our past is in our comfort zone. Nothing in our future is in our comfort zone. Nothing that we haven't experienced is in our comfort zone. Nothing left to give is in our comfort zone, because it's in the future. Our comfort zone is only based on what we've lived through. So if fear comes up and you feel like you're stepping out of your comfort zone, because we've been taught that fear means that you're in danger, Let me challenge that definition for you. What if you believe, like I did, that fear means your autopilot is turned off? We don't have a program for this event. You are now in your own driver's seat. Well, what if you had decided that you wanted to go to Paris? You'd always wanted to go to Paris. And now you're getting on a plane to go to Paris. Do you know what's going to happen? Fear. What if? All of these things are going to come up because your brain is saying you're outside of the comfort zone. Your brain doesn't know you've wanted this for so long, that you've worked hard for it, that you have done so many things to make this happen. It just says, I've never been to Paris. I can't take care of you. But we don't need to be taken care of. We are strong. We are powerful. We have choices. We can do whatever it is we want to do. So if fear comes up, know that it's just information that says, hey, girl, you're in the driver's seat. All right, let's go. I named my coaching program Drive Your Destiny. And the reason I did that is because when I became a driver, I had to go to driver school. I had to take all these exams. I had to be tested and proven that I knew what I was doing. I had to know how the car worked. I had to know how the vehicle managed. And I had to know the rules of the road. But yet we're growing up and sent out into the world without knowing the biochemistry of our body, without understanding the energetic ramifications, without knowing the universal laws that say everything is one, that everything is vibrating and you are connected to everything and everyone. We're not told these things that can help navigate and make our lives easier. So we're sent out as if we had just been given a car and said, okay, go figure it out. Well, how dangerous would it be for us to be driving a car on trial and error and hit and miss? But yet we live in this world that tells us you're supposed to know. You're supposed to have it all figured out. You have something wrong with you if you are challenged, if you don't know the answers, if you are afraid, if you are alone. We've been split apart so that we are weaker, because we are stronger together. And so nobody in this world ever accomplished anything on their own. We are designed as a community. We were brought in this world with mentors and guides and support system. And that's basically been taken away from us in the way our lives are now, in cities, and people all isolated from each other, not knowing what our neighbors are doing and who we are and where we're surrounded. And so our stress is in constant overload. Our brains are constantly thinking that we're in danger. Our bodies are being ravished by unsuppressed emotions and thoughts and dreams, and being disconnected from our true, authentic self. And we are crumbling. Well, I named my company RiseUP Coaching because I believe that we are in a time to rise up. I believe that we are at a pivotal moment in time. We have had such advancements that are coming to our technology. We're understanding quantum physics. We are understanding how our brain works. We're understanding neuroplasticity and epigenetics, and that we can change our lives by changing our thoughts. We are understanding all of this. We have artificial intelligence, we have computers, we have robotics, we have all of this. And it is going to be a major disruptor. There will be job changes. There will be job losses. It's happening. Our social structures, our government structures, our education structures, they're all falling apart. We've built it all on debt. Our education system says that we all need to be funneled exactly the same through a funnel without discovering who we truly are and creating our own path and forging ahead with what we are meant to do. And it's all crumbling. And I am so excited because if manual jobs are gone, if repetitive tasks are gone, they can be replaced. Well, guess what that leaves? That leaves our humanness, our innovation, our creativity, our imagination, our compassion, our love, our everything that makes us human is now being called forth for us to heal ourselves, to heal our world, and let computers do the stuff that gives us time and freedom. Could you imagine if you had all the time and the money and the resources that you need, because you do, to go and save the oceans, to build schools in impoverished areas, to band together all of the medical resources that we have so that we share resources and nobody dies needlessly. Could you imagine what we could do if each one of us took a little piece and we brought it all together so that we could rise up? That is my belief. That is my belief for this time. That is my belief for us as human beings. And it is my mission and the reason that I do what I do. It is the reason I wrote the book Unlearn the Crap about personal success and empowerment, because you were lied to. You were lied to think that you're small. You're not. You are bigger than you can imagine, and you are more powerful than you can imagine, and you are more needed to step into your championship now. And the reason that I created my programs is so that I can help you learn what we should have been taught. We should have known this, but we didn't. And now it's up to us to put a line in the sand and say, this ends with me. No more will the future generations carry the lack of understanding that I had to. It ends here. It ends with me. And now we are going to make a difference. So I call on you to rise up and look at your challenges as only information. But look at you, your gifts, your heart, your soul, as what is your champion in this world. And if you need support, because we all do, then find your coach, find your mentor, find your support system, build a tribe around you, do what you need to do. But the world needs you, and the world needs me, and we all need to rise up. And so if you need me, I'm here for you. If you need Reverend Joy, she's here for you. If you need anybody, I guarantee you all you'd have to do is ask, because that's who we are. We're humans.
Ooh, this is download. When we receive a document that we have to download it, you just downloaded like a whole document for everyone that is listening right now, and we listen later when they get off their work or something. But let me tell you something, Coach, that was powerful. And you keep saying this, but thank you for saying it again towards the finishing. Look at your challenges as only information. I like that part, only. Hey, ladies, as Coach Kathy said, this is for you guys. We know there might be men in the group, but we are talking to you. Look at your challenges as only information. And you know why I will 100% agree with you, like 100 plus. You know, my kids come home with this A plus. You know, I don't know what it means. You know, in my tradition, I don't know what A plus is, but they come home with it, right? In the state. So, and when I think about that statement you making there, you made it like 3 times in between. I believe 100% as an A plus that is true, because even this summit is out of a child that I'm trying to deliver because of the informations I receive going through challenges. And like you said, finding the real you, when everything break down of what you think that was you, how, you know, this is what I'm called to do. Like me, I run all those stores all those years and really believe that was it. And when they all came crashing, it was that moment that those challenges now started becoming informations for me, like the real me. Okay, bring it now, Lord. What are you saying? Bring it now. You know, whatever. Physically, spiritually, emotionally. Sometimes you cry in the midst of the challenge. Sometimes you laugh. Like, hey, I didn't even know that's what you were saying. Sometimes on your own, you downloading everything that happened to you and like, okay, wow, I didn't know this was all this was gonna give birth to. So I'm telling you, this is like a complete download, and I'm so happy that I'm one of those who downloaded this information today to have for myself, to just listen and listen and listen again. So I really want to thank you, and now we just want to let you know how the ladies can connect with you. I know you have said it, you know, but you know, strategically tell them how they can connect with you. And if anybody want to work with you or want to go to any of your class or want to opt into your email list or your free gift and, you know, all that.
Everything that I have done and prepared is for the desire and hope that people will reach out to me. And so, yes, my website is riseupcoaching.io. My other website is unlearnthecraft.com. The book is available on Amazon. I do have free gifts. I do have a free call where we can sit down and figure out what your next steps are, how I can help, what you need, because I might not be the answer, because I guarantee you I'm not the answer for everybody. But we all take a little piece. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. My throat is so dry. We all take a little piece of each other with us. We can never not know that we've had these moments. We can never not know that we all shared something. And even if it's just these few minutes of talking, or have a phone call with me or you, it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the information. And we just have to trust ourselves.
Okay. Your name on Facebook is Kathy, right?
Kathy Baldwin, yeah, RiseUP Coaching. If you put in Kathy Baldwin, RiseUP Coaching, or
Okay.
Kathy Baldwin, Unlearn the Craft, you will find me.
And you're in Instagram too? For those who are in Instagram, you're there? Awesome.
Kathy at RiseUP Coaching, yeah.
Okay, awesome. RiseUP Coaching, RiseUP Coaching. You know, just type that on Google. You have a YouTube channel too on RiseUP Coaching.
I'm working on my YouTube. It is brand new, so don't go there yet. But I am bringing all of this and all of my master classes and everything, and I am getting it there. But it's a bigger project than I thought it was.
Awesome, awesome. I know, but you just have to start. You just have to start, and that is the best part. You've started, and as time goes on, people will access you there too. So
Absolutely.
It was nice. Yeah, it was nice having you. And hey, ladies, I know that this has blessed you just like you blessed me. I don't always see your comments till I look till after the video sometime. I see, sometime I don't see. So if I see any of your comments, later, just know that I didn't see it right now. And thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate you for, standing on this summit, to the end of the day. I'm telling you, it's been a day and it went so fast. And I'm really grateful for all our speakers in the house who have shared so much knowledge, so much knowledge. You can't afford to remain the same after these 3 days of this Challenges to Champion Summit. And remember, for all the VIPs, you have access to everything we're doing here in a private community for life. So if you want to have everything we're doing here for yourself, and all the pre-recording I've done, exclusive interview I did with all my speakers, right? 21 of them. Like, whenever I watch those interviews, like yours, I'm like, God, this wisdom is too much for me to keep. So we are offering it to our VIP that want to have this information going forward, because one thing the Lord has been doing for me, Coach Kathy, for the year of 2024 is he trying to use everything possible to place my eyes on information. So when you keep using that, look at your challenges as only information, you just keep, every time that drop, you're like, yes, Reverend Joy, yes, Joy, that kind of way, like a hit in my spirit. It started with the book, for Solomon for January, and it just continued. My daughter, I don't know how much you know things in the past, but 2024 will be 1 year. I want you to pay keen attention to information, even if you have to pay for it. And that is what I've done in the last 90 days. I'm telling you, I've paid for so much information out there just to make sure that I come up to yonder where He's calling me. Because information is the key. And that is why I'm so happy that you ladies are doing this with me. And like I said, if you want all this information and being in my community as my VIP with many more amazing things, we will be over-delivering in this community. I'm telling you, just let us know. We can actually send you the link, or just follow the emails we've sent you to be part of the VIPs. And with that said, I'm just going to let the coach drop that wisdom, I want her to drop that assignment. What assignment do you want people to do for the overnight before we get into the next day? I'm going to post it once you drop it. I'm going to write it so I'll be able to post it so they can do it.
Can I ask all of the listeners if they could post the one thing that was their takeaway, like yours is information? What's the one thing that they're taking away from this fantastic summit?
Took away from day one. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, hey, ladies, every time I want to talk to the Facebook, I come like this, like you can hear me. But anyway, that's where, ladies. The assignment is post the one thing that you took away from day one, right? That is what we're doing. The one thing that you took away. What is that your aha moment? For me, is that as simple as it is that look at your challenges as only information. I had so much aha moment today, but this one just like stand out like this one for me, like, oh my God, challenges, information, and so much information I've had since, like you said, I began to unlock myself from that place of I'm a mistake to no, I'm a surprise child. God wanted to surprise my mom and my dad, so I'm not a mistake. Yes, I'm and that joy came since I started doing that. No. Moving to Orlando was not a mistake. It was God bringing me to the next level. So despite what happened on my way, I know that God got this, and I am fully into it. From that moment, everything became information. Ladies, I'm telling you, this is really huge. And today, download, I call. Download. So with that said, I'm just going to let our coach say bye-bye right now, and that will be it for the day.
Thank you, everybody, and let's rise up.
Let's rise up. Let's rise up.